This is the Colnago Y1RS. It's probably the most radical bike of the last 10 years, maybe even more. And this one's mine. I get asked about this bike a lot, probably on a daily basis, every day since I've built it anyway, about what I think about the design, how it rides, the spec that I've done, any customized options that I've put on it. So this video is going to be a deep dive on this insane bike. So I'm going to break this video down into three main sections: sizing, spec, and my overall verdict. I'm going to go through every single part that I've put on this bike and why, as well as all the little customized options that I've added after the build. But first of all, I wanted to talk about the sizing because it is a unique design, and what that means is that it doesn't quite fit as simply as a traditional bike's geometry with the double triangles. This particular frame is a size small. Now I ride a size 455 in Colnago normally, which is like a 51 and a half top tube. And the size small matches the 455. Extra small matches 420. And the medium actually spans two sizes. So it's the 485 and the 510. The large spans two sizes as well, the next two sizes, and then the extra large is the largest size. There are only 5 sizes available for this bike, whereas in every other Colnago, there are 7 sizes available. So it's just something that you probably want to consider if you are looking at this bike. You probably will span between sizes. I did actually build this bike myself, spec'd everything myself and built it. If you want to see that video, you can see that video just above me here, but I'd maybe click it after you've watched this video. But I have experience then obviously putting this bike together, and especially with things like the seat post and the handlebars. When you spec this bike for your size, you want to make sure that you've got it as close as possible, because you can't adjust anything with the handlebar. And once you've cut that seat post, you only have a few centimeters of play to be able to raise and lower. There's not a lot of wiggle room within this down tube, or even, it's not even a down tube, but within this triangle area for the seat post. You don't have a lot of movement in order to be able to change your saddle height. So once it's cut, it's cut. And if you're in between sizes, you're either gonna have, like me, a very short post or a very long one, which is something just to consider. I took this bike to Bike Fit James recently. You can see that video on his channel, and he says that this doesn't really fit too much differently to something like a Dogma or an SL8 anyway. It just looks unique, but there are just a few considerations when you are looking at the seat post and the handlebars, and the fact that those sizes for medium and large do span across 2 equivalent sizes in other Colnagos. Right, spec. Let's talk about the frame very quickly and the paint option that I've gone for. This is a team edition bike. The paint options and the paint designs for this bike, I think there are 4 available. You can either choose the team edition, you can choose the black and blue with silver, which is essentially the same design, but with blue here, and it's glossy. You can choose the white with the blue, which is the women's UAE ADQ team, and you can have the World Champs edition, which is the most popular edition by far. However, I didn't really fancy riding around with the rainbows on without having the FTP to back it up. So I went with this colour scheme specifically because I could match it to these wheels. These, of course, are the Princeton Carbon Works Wake 6560 Evolution wheels. These were sent to me by Princeton to run on this bike. They're just to borrow, they're not mine to keep. They came with the Tactic TR02 hubs, which are really nice, to be fair. They sound fantastic. I just think that these wheels match this bike absolutely perfectly. It's almost like they were designed to go on this bike, or they designed this bike to go with these wheels. I absolutely love it. I think they look fantastic. They are fast. They're relatively light for how deep they are, the 1400 and something grams. And I am enjoying riding them. This, of course, is a fully aero bike. So having deep wheels like this just matches it absolutely perfectly. Next, group set. This bike is spec'd with Shimano Dura-Ace. I've run Dura-Ace for the past 3 or 4 years. Yes, Ultegra does the job absolutely fine, but with something like this, I just feel like it fits the aesthetic perfectly with this bike. I have sort of customized it a little bit. So we've changed the front chainring to an aero chainring from Alu gear. This actually shifts as good, dare I say better, than the Shimano OEM chainring. Obviously, I got it because of the looks, the aerodynamic benefit and the looks of it. It does weigh a little bit more, I think like 50, 60 grams more than the Shimano OEM one, but it just seemed to finish it off like amazingly well. I think the aesthetic goes really well. I wasn't too sure on it at the start, but I really do like it. This is a 52-36 and the rear cassette is at 11-34. This to me is my favorite gearing, having a bigger cog at the back, so I've got a good climbing gear, which is almost 1-to-1 ratio. I found really the kind of sweet spot for me. Ceramicspeed OSPW Alpha on the rear mech and a frames and gear UDH hanger. This is just for pure bling. I've just customized a few little gold touches on this bike, and the UDH hanger I think really sets it off. Chain is waxed. There is a video coming up soon about how I go through this process, because I've only just started waxing relatively recently, a couple of months ago. But as you can see, the chain is absolutely spotless after even hundreds of kilometers. So I'm really enjoying waxing. I find it really useful. I find the process actually quite fun. It is quite time consuming, but I'm enjoying it and it's working well. It's very efficient as well. That's the group set. If you've seen any of the other videos, you will also know that on this bike I have Ceramicspeed's new BB Alpha. So I've only covered, I haven't covered that many kilometers on it yet. But yeah, this is the latest Ceramicspeed bottom bracket. We have full Ceramicspeed through this bike. So the headset is Ceramicspeed SLT, bottom bracket is BB Alpha, and the Ceramicspeed OSPW with the Ceramicspeed Endurance Wax. Next, tyres. These are Hutchinson Blackbird Race. Tubeless ready. These are 28mm. I have been riding 30s as well, but to be honest, since this tyre launched, I've used it on every bike that I've had, and I absolutely love them. They are right up there with GP5000, Pirelli P0s. I actually find them comparable, if not better. The price is better. Obviously, running them tubeless, you can run lower pressure, so they're very comfortable. They're very fast, very grippy in all conditions. I am a Hutchinson ambassador, but I do actually also pay for these tyres because I like to use them on so many different bikes. I don't get given all of the tyres, I actually buy them as well because they're that good. I have also pimped this bike out a little bit with some unnecessary but very nice titanium bolts. At first it was to try and save weight, but really it doesn't save that much, not in the grand scheme of things. I'll tell you the weight soon. But basically I have titanium bolts for the bottle cages. These bottle cages, by the way, are proprietary to the bike. So I think they're made by Elite, but they come with the bike. So you can use other bottle cages, but the Di2 battery is actually behind here going up the frame. So it's kind of stuck to the back of this cage. I think this cage is more essential than this one. But yeah, these are proprietary cages. The other bolts that I've changed are all gold titanium. They are in the brake calipers, the crank arm, and in the brake levers as well. I've actually changed the bolts in there for the reservoir and the bolts that hold the clasp on for the lever itself, as well as the computer mount as well at the front on the handlebars. That's also custom. One thing I haven't mentioned yet, which is kind of important, are the handlebars. It's probably the most unique part of this bike. Because of the geometry, the handlebar runs basically flush with the top tube. It's an incredibly unique design, but these handlebars come in a handful of options. They come in quite unusual stem lengths. Rather than it being like 90, 100, 110, they're actually 95, 105, 115, 125, etc. So the width of these handlebars is 377, 400 at the drops, 377 at the tops, and the stem length on this one is 105. Now you've probably seen the crazy 135mm praying mantis bars that are on the pro teams, but actually this handles fantastically with the short stem. And then we have a custom frames and gear mount for this particular handlebar here. And the last thing to talk about before I give you the verdict is the saddle. I do usually run Burke saddles. I'm a big fan of the Burke Lupina short saddle in 132mm width, but for this particular geometry, it's better for me to run the saddle a little bit higher and way further forward. And the rails on this, the Cell Italia Boost SLR S3, they are much longer, so I can put that saddle way further forward. Funnily enough though, I've now got an inline seat post, so it's kind of sat bang in the middle of the rails. But yeah, that's the choice for this one. I think it looks better on this bike than the Burke as well. I'd be interested to try the new one as well. This is not the latest version, so Salatalia, if you're watching and you want to put it on this bike, drop me an email. Just a couple of finishing touches. The bar tape is Lizard Skins DSP in camo, and the pedals. So I know it's not really part of the build. Pedals are transferable between bikes. So these are just Wahoo Speed Play power pedals. I use them on all bikes. That is the spec. What's the verdict? This probably is the most mental bike I think out there. It is the bike that absolutely no one needs, including me. No one needs this bike, but ironically I feel like everyone needs to have a go on this bike at least. The way it rides is absolutely mind-boggling because it feels basically like a lightweight, nimble, agile V5RS, but the speed that you can maintain on this, because it's so aerodynamic, is insane. So I kind of feel like it's almost a cheat code of a bike. This build weighs 7.3 kilos as this spec that you can see. So it's not crazy light. The equivalent V5RS that I've got is 6.3 without pedals. It's more like 6.5 with pedals. So that is much lighter. That is a lightweight bike. But this doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel sluggish. The handling is responsive, but not super twitchy. It's not insanely stiff. It's actually more of a stiffer ride on my V5RS. Granted, I've got carbon spoke wheels, but this feels comfortable. It's responsive. It's incredibly fast and maintains high speed, of course, very, very well. Just sort of give an example, at threshold I can maintain 3 to 4 kilometers an hour more on a ride on flat than I can on the V5RS. I can average 37k an hour on my own for 2 hours on this bike, which I've never been able to do on any bike. I think the maximum that I've ever been able to do was like 33, 34. I did 37 on this. I know it's divisive, it's a Marmite bike, you either love it or you hate it. I actually really didn't like this bike when I first saw it. I thought it looked hideous, as did a lot of people. But to be honest, since I've had it in the flesh, I think it's stunning. And everyone that I've sort of met when I've had this bike has said the same. They think it's incredible. And I don't really know why that is. I don't know why it's changed so much, but maybe it's just because you have to sort of see it in the flesh to really take it in. Speaking about seeing it in the flesh, we're currently organising with Princeton Carbon Works to have this bike on their stand at Ruler Live. So if you do want to see it in the flesh, this particular bike, my bike, this exact bike, you can see it at Ruler Live on the Princeton Carbon Works stand, November 13th, 14th and 15th. And you can, yeah, take it in for yourself and see what it really looks like in the flesh, because honestly, even in this video, it doesn't really do it justice until you see it live. We can't make this video without talking about the price and talking about the fact that I'm kind of an anomaly when it comes to cycling customer. This is my job, so I get to ride these mental bikes. I'm quite fortunate to be in the position that I'm in, to be able to have this bike. I don't need this bike. I think with the spec and all the custom parts, it's pushing up like £18,000, this bike. It's absolutely mental, which is completely outrageous. It's beyond the realms of what is sensible for basically everybody. It's a Lamborghini GT3 race car, not legal for the road, you know? It's like that kind of level equivalent in cycling. This is designed for Tadej Pogacar to win the Tour de France on, which he's done. So for sure, it is a racer's bike, and I'm in no way trying to convince you to go and buy one, just to put it out there. No bike has quite struck me like this. It's a head turner. It gets people asking questions. And on that note, if you have any questions, anything that I've not covered, I don't think there's a lot I haven't covered, but if there's something specific you want to know, want to ask, drop me a comment down below and I will get back to you in the comments. I might even do some responses in a podcast episode that we're going to put out on the Rolling Short podcast. And for you who is here at the very end of the video, first of all, thanks for watching everything. I really hope you've liked this video. If you have, smash the like button. But do consider subscribing to the channel. There's a lot more videos about bikes coming, and I make them weekly. So if you're here at the end, thank you. Subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.